The NFL has some pretty awful stadiums, and I've had the privilege or curse of covering many of them over the past few years. Something I've learned about over those years is that every stadium has a flaw, from dumping sewage on fans to looking like a spaceship landed on the Roman Colosseum. Let's take a look at every NFL stadium and the worst part about it. I'm going to break this up division by division in no particular order. At the end, I'll let you know what I think is the best stadium and the worst stadium of the 30 current venues. I'll add that I know a few teams have planned new stadiums under construction or in the design phase, so for our list today, we're considering only the venues that were played in for the 2023-2024 NFL season. Our first stop takes us to the AFC East, home of the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. Let's start with the Bills, where the worst part about your stadium has to be the alleged curse. Highmark Stadium was built on top of an ancient Native American village in addition to a family cemetery. Could that be the reason that the Bills lost 4 Super Bowls in a row? Next up, we head to Miami, home of Hard Rock Stadium. The worst part about this venue has to be the hideous roof that they plopped on top a few years ago. The support structure that juts up makes it look like it's constantly under construction. Miami, you can do a lot better. Next, we head to the New York Jets MetLife Stadium, home of the ACL tearing turf that ended Aaron Rodgers' season before it even began. Jets fans have suffered enough, so I'll just leave it at that. Finally, we head to Foxborough and Gillette Stadium. The worst part about Gillette Stadium has to be the strange stadium logos that they paint on the field. It looks like something the Illuminati or Nicolas Cage would use as a sign for hidden treasure. Our tour continues to the AFC North, where the Ravens' M&T Bank Stadium sits with the statue of Ray Lewis outside its gates, but not of elite quarterback and Ravens legend Joe Flacco, a huge missed opportunity. On to Cleveland, where First Energy Stadium sits. This is the only stadium in the NFL to never host a playoff game, and with its upcoming demise, may never get a chance to. The Pittsburgh Steelers play at Acrisure Stadium, which holds the dubious honor of being the only NFL stadium to be destroyed by a comic book villain. Thanks, Bane. The Cincy Bengals play at Paycor Stadium, which received its new name after they decided money was more important than honoring team legend Paul Brown, whose name used to grace the venue. Next up, we head to the AFC South, where the Texans play at NRG Stadium, located next to the rotting remains of the Astrodome, the legendary venue it unfortunately replaced. The Jacksonville Jaguars play at Everbank Stadium, home of 2 wading pools, so you can stand in the urine of the drunk fans probably peeing in the pool next to you. The Indianapolis Colts play at Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the AFC Finalist banner, basically equivalent to a participation trophy. Next up, we have the Tennessee Titans playing at Nissan Stadium, whose turf caused the most lower body injuries in the NFL from 2018 to 2021. Finally, our AFC tour concludes with the AFC West, home of the Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium. The stadium has the dubious distinction of being the home field for the blossoming relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, whose private jet usage is single-handedly dooming the polar bears and penguins of the world. The Las Vegas Raiders play at Allegiant Stadium, whose sponsor airline is the equivalent of flying on a Greyhound bus. The Denver Broncos play at Empower Field at Mile High Stadium. The stadium's fun fact is that it, despite many concession stands and kitchens, Russ did in fact not cook at the stadium. The LA Chargers share SoFi Stadium with the Rams, so they're the NFL equivalent of Alan living with Charlie from 2.5 Men, a sad roommate who will never live up to their big brother. NFC time. This time we're now in the NFC East with AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. The HD video boards are so large that at times kickoffs have bounced off of them, with the only thing being larger in the area being Jerry Jones' ego. The Philadelphia Eagles play at Lincoln Financial Field, where they have to grease up nearby light poles in case Eagles fans get too excited about a win or a loss. The New York also play at MetLife Stadium, where they didn't have the guts to put their own logo on the field until the 2023 season. The Washington Commanders play at FedEx Field, where raw sewage once started dumping on the fans. The NFC North Detroit Lions play at Ford Field, which is one of the few NFL stadiums to have end zones in the east and west sides, causing sunlight to glare into players' eyes on occasion. The Green Bay Packers play at Lambeau Field, whose metal benches may make your behind freeze to the frozen tundra. The Minnesota Vikings play at US Bank Stadium, which lives up to its predecessor with a leaky roof that caused $21 million in repairs soon after it first opened. The Chicago Bears play at Soldier Field, which looks like a UFO landed on top of the Roman Colosseum. The stadium is so bad that even the Bears want to leave. The NFC South Tampa Bay Buccaneers play at Raymond James Stadium, which at one point had its seats turned pink due to a sun defect in the paint. Should have used more sunscreen. The New Orleans Saints play at the Superdome, which removed my NFL favorite pun, Mardi Gras turf in 2003. Such a missed opportunity to continue that legend. The Atlanta Falcons play at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which has a Chick-fil-A that is not open on Sunday game days due to the chicken restaurant's corporate policy. I'm not sure who thought that was a good idea. The Carolina Panthers play at Bank of America Stadium, formerly home of a statue of Jerry Richardson, team founder and controversial figure, so controversial that the statue was removed a few years after it was installed. Finally, we have the NFC West, starting with the San Francisco 49ers, who play at Levi's Stadium, whose lack of shade is known to cook fans in the stands and bore them to death with its generic looks. The LA Rams also play at SoFi Stadium, which despite having a roof has had games delayed due to thunderstorms in the area. Very strange indeed. The Seattle Seahawks play at Lumen Field, whose original white roof turned gray due to pollution in the area, causing the team to paint it blue to hide the fact. Finally, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who play at State Farm Stadium, whose turf has been criticized as a slip and slide by both college and NFL players alike. With that, I've proven every NFL stadium is not perfect. So what stadium do I think is the worst? Still, no doubt, as I said in the original video, is FedEx Field. It's a dump, and the commies are in the process of replacing it. The best, in my opinion, is Ford Field. I love the historic warehouse and overall atmosphere, and it's really incredibly unique, and I hope to visit it one day. This has been Matt from the Archive of Everything. Thanks for watching, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know your favorite stadium fun fact in the comments section below. As always, and I'll see you all real soon.